Hello and welcome to another episode of Weekly Patch Notes. This week we have for you episode 75 and with me is Kojo. How are you doing?
Pain, but I'll live.
All right. Unfortunately, we do not have Tommy with us this week. He has family matters to attend to, but if all goes well, he should be with us on the next episode. With that said, whatever you're doing at the current moment, have us playing in the background, whether you're studying, whether you're cooking, whether you're playing video games. Let this play in the background as you listen to what we have to share with you. Without further ado, make sure to like this video, to subscribe to the channel as well. I would say subscription is more important, and let's go. So we start with the admin. Kojo, do you have any admin you want to share?
Not this week.
All right. Well, the only admin I have to share with everyone is that Chelsea has just undergone a major operation, and with Romelu Lukaku leaving the team, Chelsea is now cancer-free. And I think that is worth celebrating. But outside of football, in the gaming sphere, got nothing else to share. So let's get into the first segment, the gaming news. So my news is very simple, very short. First of all, Gamescom happened this week. For those of y'all who didn't watch it, there's a whole host of trailers that you can go check out. And if you're interested, we did have a watch party. You can also check that out. Otherwise, all that happened was a whole bunch of games got announced. Some interesting things happened. And at the end of our video, we each spoke about what we felt was the most interesting thing. Although, spoiler, I joined in halfway, so I didn't really see everything. Otherwise, moving on to the next bit of news that I want to mention is, Kojo, you know the China Hero project, right? Hosted by Sony.
Yeah, isn't it to get more developers from that area to develop games or something like that?
Precisely that. And after the performance of Black Myth Wukong, the game at the time of recording has sold 10 million copies, earned $600 million. You would feel, and also with that stated, PS5 sales surged in China because of Black Myth Wukong. So you would feel that Sony is justified to pursue the China Hero project. And with that stated, they've announced that they're going to start a MENA Hero project. For those that don't know what MENA means, it's the acronym for Middle East and North Africa. So I also think this is a clever thing by Sony, given how the Middle East, specifically Saudi Arabia, are looking into entering the gaming sphere. Like, what's the tournament that currently hosting, Kojo?
The eSports World Cup.
That's the one. So you can see they're making an aggressive entrance into gaming, and I guess Sony is investing in that. So don't be surprised if 5 to 10 years from now we start seeing games from the MENA region. That will be interesting. Otherwise, that's all of the gaming news I have to share. Kojo, is there anything you want to share?
No, it's been a quiet week from my side.
Yeah, it has been a quiet week. All right, cool. So we can get into the gaming corner. Go ahead.
Let's talk about the releases of the week. First off, we have a game called Dustborn, developed by Red Thread Games and published by the Spotlight program by Quantic Dream. It is a Slayer game, action-adventure indie, and it's about, and I quote, ragtag crew, check. Musical gear, check. Tall bus and robot driver, check. Stolen package, check. Embark on a perilous road trip across the divided states of America. Use the power of words to shape relationships with your crew, get out of trouble, and reach your final destination, end quote. And it is currently sitting at a 67 on Metacritic. And it was released on the 20th of August, 2024. Next up, we have one of the big ones of the year, Black Myth Wukong, as Maxwell mentioned. It is developed and published by Game Science, a Chinese company, single-player game, action-adventure RPG, and it is a quote, Black Myth Wukong is an action RPG rooted in Chinese mythology. You shall set out as the destined one to venture into the challenges and marvels ahead, to uncover the obscure truth beneath the veil of a glorious legend from the past, end quote. And as Maxwell said, it has currently sold 10 million copies in 3 days, which is Mind-blowing. And it is currently sitting at an 81 on Metacritic. Next up, we have a game called Tactical Breach Wizards, developed by Suspicious Developments Inc. and published by Suspicious Developments. Single-player game, adventure indie RPG strategy. It is about, and I quote, in Tactical Breach Wizards, you lead a team of renegade wizards in Kevlar through turn-based battles to unravel a modern conspiracy plot. Combine the unique spells in clever ways or rewind time to try every crazy plan you can think of to punch a traffic warlock through a fourth-story window, end quote. And it is currently sitting at an 89 on Metacritic. Oh, the Tactical Breach was released on 22nd of August, 2024.
All right. So, did you see the Phantom Blade Zero gameplay trailer?
I haven't had a chance to watch the Gamescom one, but just the one from a few months ago. But yeah, I need to get on that.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out, and I implore everyone else who are listening in to also check that out, because it is specifically a stark contrast to the other one, Kazan First Barbarian, where the First Barbarian looks
Berserker,
right? My bad. Where the first Berserker looks empty, remote, barren, basic, and all of that. Phantom Blade actually looks lush, full, and the combat looks so good. So definitely give that a look at. Do you know where the developers are from?
Yes, they are from China.
All right. Well, it seems like Asian developers are doing really well for themselves. Between Korea and China, we should, and also obviously your Japanese established developers. It's actually nice because there's a refreshing difference to what we're used to. Hence why, going back to the Mena Hero project, I'm actually looking forward to that, because getting games from different regions as opposed to always, Western games, Japanese games, European games. Getting games from different regions are different stories, different outlooks, different ways of tackling things. And not to get political here, but with the whole extreme political left or diversity in gaming, it's nice to get games from companies that aren't bogged down by that. Whatever vision they have in mind, they're seeking to create their vision, as opposed to trying to tick off checklists or having diversity companies forcing them to include certain features they might not be interested. That's a refreshing difference. But with that said, we reached the halfway point of this probably likely short episodes, as we don't have Tommy around to regale us with tales and jokes. But I implore everyone listening, if you're still with us, to hit the like, and more importantly, press the subscribe button, as we are on our march to trying to get 50 subs for now. The bigger goal is 100, but let's start somewhere. Let's go for 50. So help us out on that journey. And always, we are happy to reply to comments in the comment section. Otherwise, moving on to the content creator news. Kojo, do you have anything to share in this department?
For those who don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo, world famous footballer, he created a YouTube channel, or has relaunched a YouTube channel, or let's just say he's created a YouTube channel, and it has gained a massive amount of subscribers, and it gained 28 million subscribers in just over 24 hours, I believe. And Speed, who's a big Ronaldo fan, he was streaming himself watching Ronaldo's sub count pass his. And Speed has been a YouTuber for a long time, and he recently hit 28 million thanks to his Euro trip and his streams this past year. He's been doing well for himself in terms of streams, putting in content and stuff like that. So he was watching Ronaldo sub count. The speed at which Ronaldo was gaining subs was insane. It was crazy. But yeah, so it took no time at all for Ronaldo to overtake Speed in the sub count. Speed, in celebration, does what Speed always does and jumped into his streaming setup, and shortly afterwards ended the stream before screaming, and then ended the stream. And yeah, that's about it for my content creator news.
All right. Well, to add the two other speed-related news that I saw was one, Tom Brady was messaging Speed on Instagram saying that him, Speed, and Ronaldo should get on a group chat. To what end? I have no idea. And it just seems hella random. And then the other speed related thing is one of the Paul brothers, I think Jake Paul, who's the one still doing boxing.
Jake.
Yeah, then Jake Paul it is, was saying betting that for $25,000 he could beat Speed in a race. Personally, I don't think he can. He's too heavy with all of the muscle that he has. Speed is more sleek. Although yes, short distance sprinters are muscular, but that is not Jake Paul's specialty. So I don't think he would win, but it would be an interesting thing to see happen simply because of the $25,000.
Honestly, I'd rather watch a race than a boxing match, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%, because at least a race is two rare amateurs duking it out, and we're just seeing, a good old-fashioned race, as opposed to boxing, where it's a specialty sport, and you're having people who are not specialists at it make a mockery out of it, yet get paid millions for it. If, on the other hand, Jake was going around doing races against former athletes and he was getting paid for it, then I'll be like, nah, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I get you. And one just to add on, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight press conference happened recently, just this past week, and I just saw clips on Twitter. I didn't watch the whole thing obviously because I just cannot be bothered. But I will be watching the fight. Trust. When it happens in November?
Yep.
Yeah. For that one, Maxwell, I probably need to share it's on mine, but I probably need to share the Netflix account with you so we can all.
Yeah, I am not watching that.
Yes, you are. I'm going to make you watch it.
Not a chance I'm watching
I'll
that.
pay you $5 to watch it.
No, I have too much self-respect to watch that.
Man, there's going to be the fight of the century.
Perhaps, but not a fight I want to see.
You still end up seeing clips about it.
I'll hear about it. I don't mind hearing about it, but I am not going to put my time into sitting down and seeing it.
All right, I hear you. Okay, yeah, that's about it for me.
All right, cool. So we can move on to the eSports news. Do you have any eSports shenanigans you want to share?
Not particularly. So as we mentioned and Maxwell brought up during the MENA part, the eSports World Cup is winding down. By the time this episode goes up, the eSports World Cup should be over, and I'll be able to run through all the winners and all the events / games come next episode. And the Valorant tournament is still happening, and I will report on that also next week to see how that's going. And yeah, that should be about it for the esports from my side.
Cool. And then from my side, I never have anything to share. Or when I do, it's like once in a blue moon when pigs are flying. That type of shit. All right. So with that said, then we can conclude this episode and give a shout out to everybody that was listening. Thanks for jumping in, giving it a listen. Hopefully, if you were cooking, you haven't burnt anything. If you were gaming, you haven't died. And if you were studying, we haven't distracted. Do what you need to do and share this channel to everyone. To your mama, your sister, and your auntie too. There's a song with that. I forgot what the song is. But otherwise, thanks for listening in. Hit the subscribe button. You can hit the like button for extra points. Otherwise, Kojo, thanks for being here. Tommy again will be with us next time. Enjoy.